Good morning, everyone. Um, so, this video, will, I will share to you about my learnings in finals, week 1 to week 4. In the first week 1, we discussed about the anticyclone and weather system, and other weather system. Uh, Anticyclone is a weather system with high atmospheric pressure at its center around which it slowly circulates in counterclockwise or northern hemisphere, or reverse is to counterclockwise to southern hemisphere direction. And anticyclones are associated with calm or fine weather, also known as high pressure. So let's talk about hole around saddle point, or not real point in meteorology, the point of intersection of a true and arranged in a pressure pattern of either mouth. Then the ridge is R, or a barometric bridge is a term in meteorologically describing an elongated area of relative high pressure compared to the surrounding environment without being close segregation. So, about through this elongated region in relative low in atmospheric pressure without a close isobaric culture that would define acid low pressure at the area. So talk about let's talk about weather map, or hypnotic chart. Hypnotic chart. It is a scientific term of weather map. Hypnotic chart provides information on distribution, movement, and patterns of air pressure, rainfall, winds, and temperature. This information is conveyed using symbols which are explained a legend. So, signal tick charts are drawn at every 3 hours and and how to read asymmetric with their charts or their mouth. First is pressure patterns. The circular lines you see in the chart are isobars, which join areas of the same verticature. Cold fronts are fronts also on signals. Thick chart are the lines, triangles, and semicircles representing the fronts. We have the warm fronts, cold fronts, uploading fronts. Lastly, the throw. So that's all for the part of week 1. So let's go to our f- final week 2 topic. Final week 2 topic is recording and reporting with our with submission with submission. We all know we people daily observe the weather is part of regularity of us, helping us to decide what to wear or which activities we do each day. Similar observation of atmospheric condition are also required by meteorologists to develop those weather forecasts with which we are familiar. As you all know, weather map and its symbols are meant to convey a lot weather information quickly without using a lot of words, just as equation as the language of mathematics. Weather and symbols are the language weather, so that the anyone looking in the map should be able to decipher all the same exact information from it. That is if you know to read it. Yeah, if you have already read it, we have a Zulu, Z, and UTC, time of winter moods. These codes are help us to know information to keep us from measuring the weather. So marine weather forecasting is the process by which mariners or meteorological organization attempts to forecast future weather condition over the air system, oceans, oceans. Mariners have had rules of time regarding the navigation around the tropical cyclones for many years. We have decoding of mariners that helps us to go to less to know the information of the weather, coding and decoding for mariners, and to prevent danger in land and sea. Next is final week 3. In final week 3, we discuss about weather forecasting. Weather forecasting is application of science and technology that predicts the condition of the atmosphere for giving location and time, or if basic means to know the weather when it comes or where it comes. Then accurate weather forecasts are very important for several sailors because their production determine whether we set off the passage or wait for better weather. The information is used to pick a safe anchorage in which to shelter from the storm or to identify a nice day to go for a cruise with friends. Weather observation, as we all know, that we people do always we check the weather every day to know if it's rainy or sunny, just to prevent the prepare what is coming in the weather. So the last topic, the week 4, is forecasting. So we have the tropical cyclones naming institution. First, we have North Atlantic, Eastern Pacific. The institution is United States. National Hurricane Center, SICA de Central Pacific, and the institution in United States Central Pacific. Hurricane Central, the third basin, is the Western Pacific. The institution is the Japan Meteorological Agency, and the last in the Northern Hemisphere is the North Indian Ocean institution, India Meteorological Departure. And we have the Southern Hemisphere based in Southwest Indian Ocean, Institute Maritime Biological Service, Material Madagascar. The second base of the Southern Hemisphere is the Australian Religion. The institution is the Indonesian Agency of Meteorology, Plymouth Ecology, and third reason of the Southern Hemisphere is the Southern Pacific Fiji Meteorological Service. Lastly, vision of the Southern Hemisphere is South Atlantic and the institution of it. It is the Brazilian Navy Hydrographic Center and officials. So as well all know, tropical cyclone naming is from the two maintains rotating list of names which are appropriate for each tropical cyclone based in if a cyclone is particularly deadly or costly, then its name is retired and replaced by another one. So lastly, we have the naming of the time on typhoon in general. Tropical cyclones are named accordingly to the rules at regional level, and it is important to note that tropical cyclones, hurricanes, and typhoons are not named after any particular person. The names selected are those what are familiar to people in each region. So that's all for the final week for week 4. So thank you for listening, and that's all my understanding about week 1 to week 4.